So for last week's video, we took a look at making some of the new mining features of the latest snapshot for 1.17 more interesting. Now we're going to take a step back actually and take a look at the fabled Snowier snow. In specific, I want to make like a snow boss. I want a Snowier snow monster, you know? I have a few ideas for it, so let's just get going. So to start this one off, I feel like we should make sort of a snow arena. Someplace to fight the boss, you know? Kind of like how you fight the Ender Dragon in the End Island, and you fight the Wither, you know, well, wherever you want. So for this one, I'm going to take inspiration from the Bully boss from Mario 64 and make sort of a platform suspended over some kind of dangerous terrain. Okay, well, I'm gonna call that there, and those who have been watching my channel for like any length of time know that building is really not my strong suit. But actually, I am moderately okay with the way this turned out. It's, you know, it's not perfect, it's a little bit messy, the hexagon shape was a little bit of a risk, and it doesn't look quite right. But you know what? It's far better than I thought it would be, so, you know, I'm gonna take it. But, of course, the next step to this is going to be to fill in the ground with some kind of something, because right now if you fall off, it's like, oh no, I took like half a heart of damage. And the obvious solution for that is powdered snow, the new, actually, Snowier snow in 1.17. For anyone who somehow missed it, if you jump in some powder snow, basically you start freezing. Around the edge you can see I'm getting real cold. And if you wait a few minutes, actually I will start taking damage from this cold. So it seems like the appropriate way to make some kind of threat beneath the player. So if we just fill in this whole area with powder snow, it looks like there are a few issues here with some things like falling down, but we can fill that in pretty easily. And now, if you fall off the edge of the stadium, you are going to sink way down into some powder snow and kind of just be dead. So next up, we obviously have to start working on the actual boss. And this is maybe going to be a little bit tricky. So the obvious choice for sort of the monster to make up the bulk of this snow monster is a snow golem, because, you know, snow. But unfortunately, snow golems are never actually aggressive towards players, and as such we can't like modify their entity data to make them deliberately attack a player. So we can still use snow golems, but the snow golems aren't actually going to be doing anything. We're just gonna have to like summon snowballs and have them be thrown at the player. Okay, so in order to make the snowballs shoot at us, we're going to be using shoot facing, which is basically a way of modifying an entity's motion so that it shoots in a particular direction. Hopefully the point is here, if I summon a snowball there, it looked like it was maybe moving towards me, but first of all, not fast enough, and second of all, it disappeared for some reason. So both of those things are things we need to fix. So, okay, I'm gonna be honest, this is a little bit odd, because I've been looking at this for some time, right? And if I just summon this snowball, it moves a tiny bit, not even towards me, it just falls, and then it just disappears for some reason which I can't quite figure out. If I summon a pig, you know, just as a different kind of entity, it does exactly what I would expect, teleporting towards me. So pretty much the best I can figure is that for whatever odd reason, we can't modify the motion of snowballs directly. I don't know why, but that sort of seems to be what's happening here. So given that tragic turn of events, I'm not really sure what to do except make some kind of other entity that it throws at players. Maybe this is an okay thing. Maybe this just means it'll actually throw snow golems at us. Like, they're just big snowballs, right? You know what? I think that is the point that we're at. This thing is now going to be throwing snow golems at us. So, yeah. I think up here on these turrets, I'm going to have basically snow golem cannons, which are going to non-stop be shooting snow golems at people. So, okay, I've theoretically set up a cannon on each of those sort of ice spikes, and so if I turn on our shooting now, It's shooting. It is shooting snow golems at me. But not really doing a good job of it. I think this clearly needs a little bit more force. Well, I think I overdid it a little bit there, gonna be honest. Alright, yeah, this seems a little bit more reasonable. And when I say reasonable, I mean like still stupid, but it's a thing that exists. Now we just need to make it not do it quite so much and probably kill off some of the old snow golems as this is happening. Okay, so let's see. I should have set up like a 5-second cooldown on this. Yeah, so there's one after probably not really a whole 5 seconds, but there's another one. It was just luck that it was the same one twice in a row, I think. Next time it should be a different one. Yeah, now it came from there. That seems good. And with that, I suppose we probably need to take a look at the real boss, which I'm a little bit more concerned for. And I am concerned with it almost exclusively because I don't know how to make it. But really, it's just that I don't know what mob to use for the boss. I mean, once again, the obvious choice would be a snow golem, but we kinda just did that. And, you know, there's also the slight problem that it can't actually attack us. And I mean, just a brief glance at all the enemies reveals, actually, polar bear. Polar bear could work. Polar bear could definitely work. Okay. Now, I have never actually fought a polar bear in survival because I'm not a psychopath who goes around punching polar bears. But let's just see. I hit it. It does in fact come and start hitting me back. So that's good. The biggest issue is that it doesn't do enough knockback, as far as I'm concerned. Because, you know, part of the whole point of this is, oh, you get knocked off the stadium. So, you know, if this were like a zombie or something, the way I would make it do more knockback is by enchanting its weapon with knockback. But I'm not actually certain. I'm pretty sure I can make a polar bear which is holding like a knockback stick, but I'm not sure if that knockback stick will actually make it do knockback. Okay, so here we go. We can summon a polar bear. It's holding a knockback stick theoretically, but there's a big difference between that and that actually making it do knockback. So if we pop into survival and hit it, it does not look like it is actually doing it properly. Okay then, in that case, I propose the polar bear is like the main boss you have to kill, but we have some more things in addition, and those extra things can be the ones sort of doing the real knockback. But, first of all, a few things I would like to do with this polar bear before we move on to the knockback stick, guys, is I want a boss bar, and I want it to always be angry at the player. Okay, theoretically, both those things should be working. If I summon a new boss, you can see we get a nice boss bar there for the big polar bear, which is, in fact, the same size as all other polar bears. And if we pop into survival, without ever even having punched it, it is angry at us. And as you can see, the boss bar also updates as we hit the dude. Although I think I might want to give it a bit more health because this is a little bit easy. So all that leaves to do is the knockback stick dudes, which you know, I feel like this is going to be pretty self-explanatory. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Okay, I have tried my best to design sort of a custom zombie that will hopefully match in with the surroundings as best as possible. So if we just go over here and paste this in, yes, I used a command generator because it's massively easier, and if you run that, we get something which actually I think looks pretty good. I wish you couldn't see the zombie arms, but it is what it is. And if we are in survival and it hits us, honestly, it needs to do more knockback than that. That does not feel sufficient. Alright, let's see. I have a new one here. If it hits me, yeah, that feels like a better amount of knockback. So I think all that's left to do is summon a few guys like that onto the playing field and just give this boss a test. So I'm going to be taking netherite armor because the knockback resistance will actually be very useful here. And we're just going to put all that on. We have ourselves a sword. We summon in those guys at all those spaces and turn on our weird snow golem cannons and just pop into survival and give this a test. So The things are mad. The polar bear is mad. I am hungry. I am definitely taking a lot of knockback. I'm trying to hit the polar bear, though. Honestly, the health still feels a little bit low, but oh, I just died. So pretending like that never happened, here we are, still whacking all of these dudes, trying to focus on the polar bear because it is the scariest. The polar bear luckily doesn't actually have that much health. And in full armor, it doesn't do that much damage. In retrospect, I should have made the polar bear stronger. But that's fine, because we got it here. We defeated the incredible boss, and we got COD. So that's going to do it for this video. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed this. Feel free to comment any suggestions for how to make my videos better, or what to make my videos about in the future, or just anything you like. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.